Well, you asked for it, guys, so I drug it out. I really, you know, I'm at a loss of words because most of the guitars in this house that are awesome do not belong to me. uh, yeah. Hmm. We're gonna have to change that. Isn't that awful? I have been outdone by the better half. She's got some really awesome guitars. Sometimes I forget what guitar she has, and I think it was a couple weeks ago you all were like, whatever happened to the Chapman? What happened to the Chapman? And I'm like, yeah, the Chapman. This guitar is freaking awesome. This is an ML2 Pro, and it's got the trans shift color, so it goes purple. Now it's blue, purple, blue, purple, blue. It's freaking awesome. This guitar has some meaty strings on it. I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure this is 11 to 56s on this guitar. Um, I hadn't played it in a while, and when I got it out for the stream, I really noticed it because I've been playing a lot of 10 to I guess 56 or whatever 10 to 9 to 42s is what I've been. I guess it'd be 10 to 48s. So this would probably be 11 to 52s on this guitar. I can feel it.
Juke said, Avery, when you sold a banana, that is awesome.
I was hoping that you would like the banana. uh, you guys saw the video on the Kramer when I did a cleaning on it. Jupe received the guitar the other day, so I'm so happy that he got it. He sent me a message on Discord. Something that most people don't realize about the Beretta. On the Beretta, I'll go over if Jupe, I'm sure he doesn't mind going over it. Jupe sent me a question on it. On the Beretta, it's got an FR1000 bridge, okay? Nowadays, a lot of guitar companies route the back of the guitar body back here for the tremolo to have room to move, okay? Kramer didn't do that on the Beretta or the Night Swan. The body's completely flat here.
They can barely hear my mic.
We had all kinds of problems today with the board. Hold on for a second. All right, now try, honey.
Not that it's necessary to hear me.
There we go. I was losing channels left and right, and basically, normally I could just move the sliders a little bit and it cleans up. This time I had to max them out and slide them back and forth a bunch of times, and I had to push the buttons to the subgroups and go through all the buttons because I was getting all kinds of static go, and then the channel would drop out. This board's going to be for sale probably the first of the year. I am going to sell it most likely really cheap. So if you are good at cleaning potentiometers, this would be an awesome board if someone wants to reach out to me that's interested in it. It's a Mackie VLZ 16 Pro. It was the industry standard. TV stations bought these boards to put in their vans. Great preamps in it. The only issue is it's old and it needs a good cleaning. There's a lot of pots. It would be probably a day and a half job to take that thing apart and clean all the pots. But if you're interested in it, I am going to let it go really cheap once I get the new board, but it's probably going to be the first of the year. We've had some setbacks. It's okay.
Steve said I'd fix her up, Avery.
If you want it, Steve, just you'll be the new proud owner when the new one comes. We'll work out the numbers later because we got to ship it to you. I mean, you can get the new boards don't have the preamps that this one has. This one really has the good Mackie preamps before the Mackie started going cheap on their analog boards. This is one of the good ones. So a good cleaning, and this board will give you another 30 years of service. That's what it gave me, about 28 years of service before it started getting dirty and scratchy. And a lot of that was, it's in a rack case. So when I started doing YouTube, I stopped closing my rack case. There's a front cover that goes on it. Let me change cameras here and I can kind of show you. So if you look right there, there's a piece that fits these hinges and it closes in the cabinet, and down here there's a front piece. So I used to always, when I was done with the board, put the covers on it, put the front cover on it, and there was no dust. The only time it was open was when it was in use. When I started doing YouTube, it just became too much every other day to take everything off. So I know it's dust. I should have been smart and put a towel over the board. It's just one of those things. It's going to take a little bit of time though, Steve. So if you want it, it's yours. But back to the guitar. I knew it had heavier strings on it, but when I took it out and I tuned it, for whatever reason, I had this guitar tuned to F. I don't know what. Or maybe Linnell was the last person that played it. It was tuned to F standard. I don't know why. So, of course, when I lowered it down to standard E, guess what? With these heavy strings, the neck went. So, about 15 minutes before the stream, I had to take the truss rod cover off, release some tension on the truss rod to get E standard. So I'm going to let the neck and the guitar stabilize for about 2 weeks. I think I'm going to set this guitar up for E flat.
Jupe wants to know, which do you like better, the new Schecter you bought or the Chapman?
It would take me a little while to get used to this due to the thick strings. I really like the sound this guitar has. I really do. I like this. I like the sound this guitar has. This would be my ideal fixed tail guitar. Like I just put a guitar. I'm making payments on a guitar. It's going to be a fixed tail guitar that I'm going to hot rod. If I get this result out of what I'm getting ready to hot rod, I'll be tickled pink. This is a really nice instrument. If you guys can, and the advantage to buying one of these used, because they no longer make the ML2 Pro like this. The Chapman resale isn't like Fender or Gibson or Ibanez. Okay, so you can get these guitars really reasonable. How much did we pay for this one, hon? We got it. I thought it was dirt cheap.
I don't remember. It wasn't too much.
It wasn't. It's like $1,000 instrument new. I don't think we paid more than $400 for it, did we?
No, it wasn't more than 4. I was thinking like 350. It might have been 4 even, but
Yeah, it was under $400. So if you can find one of these, and this one's in great shape. There's no scratches or dings in it. The gentleman that owned this guitar, I spoke to last weekend at the music store, and he has a PV Valve King and a 4-speaker cabinet that I'm supposed to go to his house and pick up for free. The head is not working. He said you turn it all the way up, you can barely hear it in the speakers, but it's a free cabinet. I don't know if those use Sheffields or what the Valve Kings came with, but it's a Valve King 4-speaker cabinet and the head. I'm going to see what I can do with it. I mean, got it, another cabinet will do me well. It's just another set of speakers to give you a different sound. But he's the one that owned this guitar, and I don't think that he played it that much. He traded it in at Shandor Music on something that he wanted more, and then I come back behind and bought it off of Shandor Music. But they give us a good price, good deal on it.
I think that was the first one that I got.
I think it was the first.
Aside from the Firefly that was already here.
Yeah. This was the first one we got at Shandor Music for. Great guitar. So if you can find one, I can honestly tell you it's a well-made instrument. It's got a nice little volute back here on the back of the neck. And it's not a crazy tilt on the headstock. It's just about perfect on the angle. Really super nice freaking tuners, guys. Check out these tuners. Exposed gear tuners. They are stupid nice. I don't know what brand these are. These are Hipshot tuners, and these tuners are very nice with the exposed gear. So they come with Hipshot tuners. It's a 3-piece roasted maple neck on this guitar. 1, 2, 3 pieces. And there's no shiplap joint. So it is 3 quarter-sawn pieces of maple. I'm not sure what the body's made out of. These are Seymour Duncan pickups. I can't remember what they are, but they're quite aggressive. And it does not have any push-pulls. But it's a great... It's really open sounding. It's probably it's very open sounding. Even now, I turned the distortion down, so you notice that I don't have near the distortion tonight that I've been playing with. Still a lot of gain, but I've turned the distortion down. Got a good sound. That's the bridge. It does have a 5-way switch. I'm not sure what it does. So this is position 2. is some kind of single, it must be taking a single coil here. It's thin sounding, but it's cool sounding. Here's the third position. Fourth position. And our fifth position. Struggling with the cadence on that. You'll notice that there's some nights that I nail certain things, but the cadence on when you're switching stuff like that, that's what I practice. Like if I'm sitting here at the house and I struggle with something, I'll just play it through until I get that cadence down. Then I'll move on. But if I struggle with it, I'm going to go back. I'm going to touch base on it. I want to play through that struggle. I don't know if you guys have that same issue, but this is a live show, and everyone, I don't care who you are, you're going to make mistakes. You just play through it, come back, work on what you're struggling with. I really like the fifth position on this guitar. The strings are definitely fat. It's taking all I can do to bend them. So they're probably either 52 or 54 to 11s. I think that's also a reason why it's got so much. It's got that. It's got a lot of push on the lower notes. Those thicker strings give it a lot of power. I like it. But going back to what we were talking about on Jupe's guitar, the Kramer Baretta, they did not route the back of the body out for the tremolo. So a lot of new guitars, they'll come in here and they'll route out around so you can pull up on the bar. The Kramer Baretta and the Night Swan, and I'm pretty sure the Kramer 84, none of those have the body routed out. So what I did, I took the gray Kramer back. What I did with the yellow Kramer that Jupe just got and my gray Kramer, I went in I took the neck off the guitar and I added a small shim in the back side of the neck pocket. That kicks the neck this way on the guitar just a little bit. That also allows you to raise these posts back here just a little bit. And it gives it about a 1/16 of an inch more space off from the deck, the bottom side of the plate of the tremolo to the body versus stock.
Jupe says he likes it better without the route out.
There's advantages and disadvantages. I personally like negative rake angle on my guitars. So kicking the neck back and bringing that bridge up for me, I like. I don't like it when the bridge is sunk down into the guitar. They do that because the neck is at the same plane as the body. They don't have any negative kick. So what ends up happening, these strings are close to the body. They're falling parallel to the body. So they have to route in a little bit for that bridge. Even on those guitars that are routed that way, I still kick the neck back on them and I and I raise the bridge up a little bit. Or I shim the saddles. I'll split the difference a little bit. I might bring the posts up a 32nd, or something, and then if I'm shimming the saddles for a flatter radius or something, I may just kick it up a 32nd because you get that extra space under the bridge. But I like this being a little higher off the body, not like a Gibson Les Paul. That's really kicked. If you look at the negative rake angle on a Les Paul, it's really kicked back due to the ABR bridge. That's a little much, but I do like it. I'll like it that way. It's personal preference. You may find that it's good for, it's what you like. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I have guitars that are routed both ways. The ones that are routed out in the back and the neck follows, I usually take the neck off the guitar, put a shim in it, kick the neck back a little bit, and I like that extra space. Where my palm is here, okay? If you bring this up a little bit, you're kicking your wrist off the guitar, and I'm bad for resting my forearm on the back of the guitar. So this being up a little bit, it doesn't bug me. I like that. I like it to be up just a little bit.
Jacob wants to know if you ever messed with Floyd Rose setups.
Do I ever do what?
Mess with Floyd Rose setups.
Oh, who asked that?
Jacob.
Jacob, you need to go to the main channel and go under guitar repairs and mods. We have a ton of videos on modifying Floyd Rose bridges and doing setups on them and shimming the saddles. Okay, when you take a Floyd Rose apart, a high end saddle won't be labeled 1, 2, 3. It's going to tell you the thickness from the flat part of the saddle to the crown where the string goes over it. It'll tell you 0.812 or it'll be 0.820, 0.835, it might even go to 0.90, something like that. Those are high-end saddles. So just because you've got a 1 and a 3, let's say, I don't remember which one's which, I think the 3's thicker than the 1. Either way, let's say you go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and that gives you your radius. You may not necessarily put the 1 here. You may find that if you put the 2 here, you put the 1 where the 2 normally goes, it works better with the shim. Because what I've found is I've only found like 3 different thicknesses on the shim. I think I have 2 different sizes downstairs. So sometimes you got to move those saddles around. Let's say you just need to move that saddle, a shim and a half. Well, you don't have a half a shim. But the difference between the saddle 1 and saddle 2 is that half. So you take saddle 2, put it in one position, stick the shim under it. Now you got to take saddle 1, and put it in the 2 position. So it becomes like Russian roulette. You just got to kind of figure out what shims are going to work to get that radius as close as possible. If you have a nice flatbed sander and you can hold it true, you can sand the bottom of the saddle a little bit. The drawback to that is if you don't sand it perfectly even, it'll kick the saddle. It may kick it this way, this way. So I don't recommend doing that. It's better just to use high quality shims that are the same thickness. Just play around with it. We've got a ton of videos on that, ton of videos on upgraded blocks, picking different strings, changing the saddles, maybe stainless steel versus brass versus metal. You know, the stainless saddles are going to sound brighter. Brass saddles, in my opinion, are more warm. And a steel saddle, in my opinion, gives you more attack. And the exact same thing can be said with the block. I always do brass. It warms up the sound if you're using stainless steel. But if you want a lot of tack and a lot of bite, you probably want to go stainless steel saddles and a steel block. That's going to make it real bitey and bright. It's all in what you, and there's other materials that I haven't used that are out there. I know FU Tone charges a lot of money for some of their kooky material blocks. Is it worth it? If it's something that you like, okay, yes, I think it's worth it. It's hard to swallow $100 for a block when you don't know what it's going to do. Are you going to hear the difference? Are you going to like the difference? Sometimes in the time that you take your guitar in its stock form, take the strings off, put the new block on it, put the new strings on it, the change is so minimum, do you really hear it? The best way is to A-B it. Record your guitar before you take it apart. Do your modification. Leave your amp settings and everything exactly the same. Do not change anything. Come up when you're done, plug it in, record it. Do not listen to it. Get up the next day and listen to them back to back. Do not listen to them that day because your little squirrel brain's going to say, I know it sounds better. I just spent 4 hours or 5 hours working on it. Believe me, come back a day or two later and listen to them. You might be surprised that, you know, you might like it the way it was versus the way it is. That's why I don't use a lot of those weird materials. It's just so expensive. And then when someone wants your opinion, well, what do you think? You know, I've used steel, I've used brass, I've used that zinc alloyed, the stock blocks. I can tell you those. When you start getting into those, like the ones made of rock and stone, I have no idea. The tungsten one, no idea. I know they've got that other material. It's what is it? Titanium. They make a titanium block. In my opinion, titanium. This is just me thinking out loud. I don't think titanium would be a good choice. Titanium's made to be light. Okay, it's a high strength, low mass material. Maybe it does something with the different saddles. I don't want to poo-poo on it because I don't know. My little squirrel brain says mass. So mass equals sustain. Titanium's going to be less mass, even though it's the same cubic area or a larger cubic area, it's still going to be lighter than brass. I don't know. I can't give you an opinion on that. But go to the main channel and check out some of the Floyd Rose stuff. Me personally, I'm more of a Kahler guy, but I'm learning to play Floyd Roses. The Kahlers that I like haven't been in production in 30 years, and I've just come to the realization that Mr. Kahler is not going to make my bridge anymore. He has no interest in producing the 2700 Killer, so people like me that know how superior that bridge was, we're just out of luck. We're not going to see that bridge anymore. So we're forced to play Floyd Roses. Is that bad? I think Floyd, makes a good bridge. They also make some really poopy bridges. So people that go, I had a Floyd and it just would not stay in tune, most likely they had an inferior bridge. They had a Floyd Rose Special, or they had that even cheaper bridge that they're making now that, hate to say it, but LTD's putting this new super cheap bridge on all their sub $500 guitars. So be leery if you're buying an LTD and it's got a Floyd, it's most likely going to have one of these. Let me show you the piece of junk that LTD is putting on their guitars now. Right here is an LTD Floyd Rose tremolo, and it is a turd. When I say turd, it's a massive turd. It's also the same bridge that Firefly uses. It's the same bridge that Steve Brown Sound uses. All the new budget guitars are using this Floyd Rose. So this Floyd Rose is made in China. It's a China made, and it is very soft. This bridge was played maybe 4 or 5 times, and if you look right there on the knife edge, you're going to see a nice flat spot. Now, whether or not when this guitar was originally assembled, they had string pressure on it and turned the post screws and raised the action while this was engaged, I don't know. But if you want to destroy one of these bridges even faster than it self-destructs, that's what you want to do. You want to raise your action height with the string pressure on it, and when you turn that, it's going to grind into this knife edge and it's going to dull it. This bridge would not stay even close to in tune. It was just a horrible bridge. LTD, I hate to say it, they're now using it. Jackson, I have not seen it on. Jackson is still using their proprietary licensed Floyd Rose bridge.
Is that considered the Floyd Rose 1000 or just a licensed by?
No. The Floyd Rose 1000 is I believe it's Korean made. It's not made in China, and it's hardened, and it's the same steel type and hard type as the Floyd Rose original or the USA made Floyd Roses, like the German ones. But Floyd Rose was having problems with Shaler quality, so they phased Shaler out, and now they're retooling a USA plant. I know they're hard to get right now because they have to supply all the guitar companies. So Shaler's no longer making them. So right now with the new production plant that Floyd Rose has in the United States, I think it's in North Carolina. It's either North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia. I think it's North Carolina. They have to get that plant up and running and get these produced. I don't know what NC machines they're using, whether they're Haas or Chantilly's or what they're doing. But until they get their production speed up and can supply their vendors with the USA made ones, it's going to be hard to get them.
Blue Mox says, I believe those are effectively a Floyd Rose special. I put a drop of oil on those also at the posts.
Yeah, this is cheaper than the special. So the special, I forget what the mark price on the special to the vendors. I believe they're right at like 45 to 50 bucks from Floyd Rose in bulk to them. These are going to be in the $25 to $30 mark to the vendor. So that means this bridge to you, if they release it to the public, should be right around $70.
And did you get the routing fixed on that Firefly?
I have not, guys. I have been super swamped at work. One of the big cheeses at work is away on vacation this week, so I've been playing double time at work trying to get things done. I've also been editing videos. It's tough, guys. If you guys don't know, I don't do this for a living, and you can tell people that are releasing 2 or 3 videos a week, there's no way that they're working 40 or 50 hours a week and commuting. It's impossible. It's impossible. Well, one of my videos is usually about 2 hours long. We do long format content here. So I don't do 15, 20 minute, 30 minute videos. I probably should start doing it. YouTube likes that more. But I don't like blowing up your all's inbox. When I release something, I want something with substance. But with that being said, I did speak to Stefan on the phone the other night. He's one of our channel members. I call everyone a member. There's no paid members here. Okay. If you just came into the chat, you don't have to subscribe to chat. I'm not pulling your chain. I want you to come in and chat and have fun with the guys that you see. That's what it's about. YouTube is supposed to be free. If you want to give me a super chat and support the channel, great. That's what funds it. But I'm not going to sit here and have member levels and have member only videos. If you guys are here watching it, you're a member, you're family. That's how the Discord, that's how I see it. I see everyone trying to help everybody. I may not talk to everybody every week. I may not be on Discord every night. But you guys can get on there. You can talk guitars, talk pots, talk deals that you find. It's more of a community atmosphere. Then we come on here, we get together and we chat. So if you're just coming in, there's no subscribe to chat. Come in, chat, get to know everybody, understand that this channel is different. Our reviews here are bought and paid for by you guys in some cases, or by myself. Then I fix the instrument and I sell it. If I lose money, then hopefully the super chats offset that.
Have you taken apart the Schecter Floyd Rose 1500? I haven't, because it's hard enough to keep up with that guitar. Can't imagine it be any better.
I have not taken the 1500 apart. I mean, all Floyd Roses, the basic design is the same. You know, it should have 3 adjustment holes for the intonation. It's not a machined plate. This is a heated stamped plate. And I can tell because right here on the corner where this fold is, I can see the metallurgy where it's bent, where when they bent the piece, the metal, it protrudes out, it distorts the metal. So this is not a machined plate. So it's made at a price point. So they've heated this and it's put in a fixture and a press, and then it's pressed to get this angle. So that they're saving money there. It's not machined out of a solid block. I'm looking at the pins here. I don't see brass on the pins. They could be stainless steel. I mean, the knife edges are hard. The posts are hard. This one's stainless steel. It should last a long, long, long time. These back screws, they're thicker than the regular ones on this bridge. The diameter of the screw is thicker. That's going to be a cheap alloy. This is stainless. It's a good solid bridge. How many years are you going to get out of it? It depends on how much you use it. And if you change your string action with the string pressure on this bridge, you're going to damage the knife edges. If you cut all the strings off your guitar and you do not block the back of this tremolo, and that knife edge comes back at an acute angle to the screw, you're going to damage the knife edges. If you're good to it, you should get 20, 30 years out of it. You really should. I've got a Kramer, Kahler, 2700 Killer on 4 guitars. Those guitars are 30 years old. I've never cleaned the knife edges. Never. They're solid bridges. As long as this is treated, heat treated properly, you should get a lot of use out of it. As long as you be careful with it. What I do on a Floyd Rose, I take one string off at a time. I take the pressure off the E, I replace the E string. Then I go to the A, take that string off, put the new string on, bring it to tune. And I keep doing that. That way the back of the bridge is only moving just a little bit. If I'm gonna work on my guitar, if I'm gonna work on my frets or something, I put a block behind the tremolo. That way when I take the strings off of it, the tremolo is not messing up those knife edges. You've gotta, there's just two little points that this thing's floating on. And they need to stay in good shape. If it messes up that post or you mess up that knife edge, it's not gonna stay in tune. And if it's made out of soft metal, it's not going to stay in tune for very long because as you play it, it's going to wear out. We just did an Ibanez Jim Jr. review. The guitar stayed in tune. It really did. I didn't have any issues with the tuning stability on that guitar. Here's the catch. If you go and watch that review, please read the posts. People that have that guitar have posted, yes, when I bought that guitar, the tremolo worked great. Most people say within 8 months of use, it starts falling out of tune, not returning to zero right. Why? Cheap metal, soft metal. It gets it out the door and it works when it's new, but it's soft metal. So what most people claim that what they've done is they put the Godo 1996 GT bridge in. Have one of those. So this is the Godo bridge. So this is the made in Japan Godo. Nice bridge.
Have you replaced the screw in the pickup yet?
I have not. Guys, it's difficult. I've got 2 guitars downstairs that need service, and I'm trying to get a video out, and I work, 45 hours a week, and it takes me an hour one way to get to work. So that in itself is 11 hours of my day just working. I have to get up, eat, that's another hour. And then when I come home, it takes me about an hour to wind down. So just in that, the day's gone. I may have 2 hours a day to actually sit down, edit videos, look at products, because I'm always interested in what manufacturers are doing. I'm always trying to think about what I can do next on the channel, what you guys are interested in. So I'm looking at that, and then I know everyone wants new content. So I try to sit down and edit videos. The best way of describing it, if you know anyone that's a mechanic for a living that works on cars, look at their car. They're usually driving a POS and it barely runs, but they work on cars all day. Sometimes that's how I feel. The Schecter right here. It's a 10-minute fix, but there's always a customer guitar or one of your all's guitars that is here for service, or I'm doing something for a guitar giveaway for another channel or this channel or whatever I'm doing. There's always something that I put in front of my stuff. Does this bug me? Yeah, it does. The moving pickup, like right now, it's almost touching the strings. If I keep playing this, by the end of the night, that pickup will be hitting the strings. I just don't think about it. When I have a couple minutes, I want to sit down, and like you guys are sitting here watching this channel, believe me, you can ask Vox if he's in the channel. I go and watch other channels. I talk to Vox at two other streams that Vox goes to that I go to, and we hang out and chat in those streams. Searching for Tone. Sometimes I'll go over there and check out his channel. Ted. I haven't sat and watched one of Ted's videos in about 2 weeks.
Vox said, I'm a mechanic. The caliper on my F-150 has been seized for 2 weeks now.
See? My point exactly. It's just one of those things. I wish I could do less time at work and more time on the things that I love, like
Do-
music.
Do a giveaway plug.
Oh, yeah, we do have a guitar giveaway, guys. We're giving away a Jet JS500. It is in the Army Green. If you don't know, I'll go get the guitar when we come back from break, and I'll show it to you guys. But you can look it up. It's the retail MAP price is $550. That's MAP. I don't know what the retail price is on it, but we are giving that guitar away November 29th. That's a Saturday night. So if you want to enter to win, you just got to be a subscriber. I don't think that's asking for too much. Subscribe to the channel. You got to be publicly subscribed. Then you got to go over to Discord and put your name in the guitar giveaway room. And that way Devastator can put your name on the wheel. So it's just too hard to do it here. We need you to go to Discord and post at Discord. That way we can send you a notification if you're the winner. If your name is different on Discord than what it is on YouTube, please put I'm so-and-so on YouTube and I want to be entered to win the Jet. It's really that simple. If you're on your phone, thank everyone below that's in the chat. Those are the people that bought the guitar. The people right now chatting that gave super chats, that's who bought the guitar. It's a great guitar. We're going to do a guitar giveaway every other month. So the in-between months, we're going to do other little things. Like Steve should have got, I know Steve got his pedal. We did a pedal giveaway. And we sent 2 other guitars out for other people. So we're either selling guitars that we've reviewed, giving guitars away, or winning pedals and stuff like that. There's always something going on, trying to keep it. So the super chats, that's how it pays for it. YouTube, if you notice, you're also not getting commercials. I stopped that as well. YouTube might pay me $1 during a live stream. Okay? Now, once the chat comes up 3 days later, yes, I'm monetizing it. You will have to watch ads later. But if you're here live, it's no ads, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to make it as good as I can. And like I said, just deal with my slow content as far as videos and stuff like that, guys. I don't want to put out a bunch of videos that serve no purpose, if that makes sense. I want to make content that's going to help people. And I think there's enough content, like someone was asking about the Floyd Roses. There's a tremendous amount of Floyd Rose content on this channel under Guitar Mods. There's a tremendous amount of fret leveling, fret dressing, bridge replacement, tuner replacement, pickup replacement. There's a ton of information on this channel and a ton of different guitar reviews.
Vox said he had to restring his nylon string classical acoustic guitar with slotted headstock today, and he said, what a freaking nightmare.
I tried that once when I was young. I've never messed with those nylon. You got to tie the knot around the bottom of the string. I gave up. When that guitar needed new strings, it just stayed in the corner at that point. I untied it, and I couldn't get those nylon strings. I just remember that you had to tie some kind of knot, and I was just like, that's what my parents got me, and it was an awful guitar. I could probably put a bow and arrow on that thing and go deer hunting because there was so much of a bow on the neck. It was awful. That's another thing. Like my parents, $200 for a guitar like that, unplayable. Nowadays, $200 will buy you a pretty nice guitar. It really can. $200-300, you can get a nice guitar. You can get some nice guitars in the $150 price range. We've proven it on the channel. It doesn't mean they're all good, guys. There's some, there's been some bad ones, but there are guitars out there. If you're wanting to learn to play and you're just checking out YouTube and you're wanting to know, just go out. Talk, it's not other channels here. Just be leery of the channels that say it's the best thing on Amazon or this or that. Understand that if you're buying a $200 instrument, it is a $200 instrument. But that doesn't mean that you can't get a good $200 instrument. This one right here, if you're curious, this guitar right now on Amazon's $150, and it's a great guitar. So $150 can buy you a decent guitar. This is an IYV, and it sounds fine. Is it the best? No. It's a $160 guitar. But I'm not going to change anything on this guitar. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it plays. It's fine. It's a good guitar. The tuners seem to work pretty decent. I mean, how can you bat an eye at that? It's a set neck. So they are out there. Grote just come out with the new Telecaster and Strat about 6 months ago, and they've knocked $30 off the price of that guitar. When I reviewed the Grote Super Strat and Super Tele, they were like $149, $150. Now it's like $109. I know they've changed some things, but they used to be good. If you want to try one of those, it's $109 Telecaster or $109 Stratocaster. I mean, worst case scenario, you get it and it's Amazon. Send it back. You've got the power as the consumer. I don't like YouTube channels doing it, but you're the consumer. If you're wanting to buy something like that and you receive it and it's just a horrible product, send it back. I don't care if it's an Ibanez, a Jackson, a Grote, a Schecter. Send it back. We sent back a PWM 20 at $1,500. If you go back and watch that review, that's why I stopped doing it. Because when you first open the box and you want something, you want to like it. The more I played that guitar and the more I looked at the flaws that I found, the more I realized I just couldn't justify $1,500 for the defects that guitar had. I picked up the phone and called Sweetwater and said, look, this guitar has some issues. I'm not happy with it. And they worked out a deal with me on this Schecter. Now, keep in mind, when I sent that guitar back, Sweetwater put that thing back on the floor, not as open box, as new. And you guys blew Sweetwater's phone up, and they eventually took it off the website for 2 weeks. Then it went back up as an open box. So we do have the power to make change. If you get something and it's just a complete POS, send it back. If you and all the other people do it, they'll make a change. Either the vendor's going to not sell that product, or they're going to pay attention to that vendor, and if they continue to do it, they're going to drop it, if that makes sense. You have the power as the consumer to make change. The reason Fender and Gibson and all these companies can get away with it is there's a lot of people that get that product to go, okay, it's acceptable. Okay, I got away with that. The next production run, Fender goes, okay, we got away with that. Let's see if we can cheat a little bit here. Well, if no one says anything and they don't return the instrument, guess what? Guess what, Gibson, Fender, I don't care if it's Ibanez, I don't care if it's James Tyler. Believe me, they all want to make money, and they're going to push that product to the bare minimum to where you won't buy it. They got to find that sweet spot. When the customer starts pushing back, now I'm not buying that at that price point, you're going to see that they'll make a change. So if you don't do that, you're actually hurting your other guitar players, because it's not letting those manufacturers know, I'm not accepting this product at this price point. Now let me qualify something, guys. I always say this all the time, support your local stores and don't kill them. Don't expect the world for $200. When I do reviews, yes, people are like, oh my gosh, this guy's tearing apart a $200 guitar. I am, because everyone's picky at something different. Someone might be really picky about the sound. Someone might be really picky about the finish. Other people might be really picky about the frets. Other people might be really picky about the tuners. So I have to be picky over everything, because as soon as I'm not picky about something, someone says, well, you didn't tell me what the pickup sounded like, or what the ohm reading was, or what the Henrys were, or what the tuners felt like, or I'm buying this guitar to modify it. What's the routes? How deep are the routes? How wide are the routes? If you look at our last review, I gave you depths on all the routes of the body. It's hard to do that. Believe me, it's 40 or 50 hours of labor to edit the video and gauge everything out, and then you got to record it. It's a tremendous amount of work. So that's why I shouldn't have to, but I'm hoping that you subscribe because of all the work. Even if I don't produce another video, there's enough information on the channel now to where in 5 years, the information, Floyd Rose is still going to make that bridge. The tuners aren't going to change that much in 5 years. You can still come to the channel and look at those reviews and those mod videos. It's going to help people down the road too, if that makes sense. Guys, I know it's got to be breakdown because my throat is getting sore. I'm going to check the time here. Yep, we're right at 1 hour. Look at that. I can tell by my throat. All right, if you're not familiar with the channel, I'll go over it one more time. You don't have to be subscribed to chat, okay? And we always take a 5-minute break, 1 hour in, and we're 1 hour in. When we come back, we're gonna go to Discord. We're gonna see if there's any open questions. So if you have a question, you can either put it in the chat with a bunch of question marks before the question, ask the question, a bunch of question marks after it. Devastator Steve or Linnell, our moderators, they will see it and tell me about it. All right, guys, it's time to get a sandwich, get a drink, hit the restroom, do what you gotta do, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. These little Ibanezes, man.
Vox said decibel meter way too low.
On my side, it's saying if I give it any more, I'll be in the red. That's just what that's what my meters are reading. That doesn't mean that they're right. Another Linnell guitar. Actually, I'm looking here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the guitars out here are Linnells. I have 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, I only have 2. The other one's a review guitar that I'm hot rodding. I can't get over how well these little $450 Ibanezes play. This is a S621QM. Kick butt guitar. During the break, I was able to think about some things. I wanted to talk to you guys. I've ordered a fixed tail guitar. This is a fixed tail. This is Linnell's, and I want to modify. We were talking about the Chapman. It's a fixed tail, and there's some things I want to do. I want to put a high mass fixed tail bridge on the guitar, something that has a lot of brass. bolts directly to the body. I know Music Lily has a pro, what's they call it, the mass brass bridge. Looks like a nice bridge. I know Hipshot makes a high mass brass bridge. I thought Kaler and Floyd Rose made high mass fixed bridges. I have not went to Kaler's website, but I couldn't find anything made by Floyd Rose. So if anyone has any suggestions on a high mass fixed tail, individual saddle fixed tail bridge, please post. I'm looking at option parts. After playing the Chapman, I definitely think I am going to put those tuning keys on my project guitar. Those are the open gear hip shots. I really like those tuners on that Chapman. So I think I answered that question. I'm going to put those on it, and I'm going to put a Graphtec nut on the guitar. As far as pickups, I haven't really made, there's two that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about either doing Hexbuckers by Guitar Heads or Evolutions. I have a set of Evolutions over here. Evolution is another, it's not a name brand, and it's not a cheap pickup. It's a mid-price pickup. Those were $100 for both pickups, the bridge and the neck on the Evolutions. I have the Evolutions, so I might put the Evolutions in it, but I'm really leaning towards the Guitar Head Hexbuckers for it. So those are the things I'm thinking about. If you guys know of a different nut other than the one that I mentioned, that would be really nice. Something that I can bend. I think the Graphtec makes probably the best, as far as a man-made material nut. Do that. And then, of course, I'm going to do my normal modifications. We're going to put a pure tone jack in it. And I'm probably going to change the pots in the guitar. I'm probably just going to go with either Alpha pots or Barnes pots. And this time, instead of using an orange drop, I'm thinking about using the Russian surplus oil-filled caps. I have a couple downstairs. I know they're nice. Might put those in it. So I'm open for suggestions on it. I know you guys haven't seen the guitar, but I don't want the guitar looks or the name brand to influence your opinions, because we're modifying it. So if I have to do some routing, fine. If I got to fill some holes, fine. It's a clean slate. And if it doesn't work and you guys raise enough interest, on my end, maybe we'll just do other things with this guitar, and we might order a body and a neck and do a semi-custom build.
Birdman says, please get that Guitar Heads guitar out since your sound is fixed.
He wants the Guitar Heads guitar out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, Birdman. The Guitar Heads guitar was here. I'm working on the video now. So the night that I played the Guitar Head guitar here, that was the last night. It was shipped last weekend to its new owner. So that one got there today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to have to ask Devastator to see if his son has opened it, because it actually went for Devastator's daughter. So I don't think she's going to be able to see it till this weekend, but it did arrive at its new home. But I haven't heard if they plugged it in and tested it to see what they think of it. I love those pickups. I think they sound awesome, and I think that married really well in that guitar. The stock electronics in that guitar, as far as the potentiometers and the cap, it played well. I didn't change any of that. I just changed the pickups.
He also said no switchcraft.
On that guitar, switchcraft. On the one I bought, I don't know. I don't know if Switchcraft makes a switch that's going to fit in this guitar.
Don't forget to get the jet out.
Oh, yeah, we got to get the jet out. I'm not too sure if Switchcraft makes a switch that'll fit. I'm pretty sure it has one of those printed circuit square switches that has the printed circuit board in it. It's probably like a 5-way switch. Most likely, I'm pretty sure that's the switch that's in. It's either a 5-way or 3-way, but it's going to be the PC switch.
Devastator said they have not tested it or plugged it in yet.
Well, I don't know what they're waiting on. That was an awesome guitar. So we're gonna get another guitar in here with some guitar head pickup. Okay, you guys wanted to see the guitar giveaway. I see we got 25 people in here. Give me a second, and I'm going to go get the guitar that we're giving away.
Steve said, what kind of switch? 5-way blade?
I think it's a 5-way blade switch in that. It's either a 5-way blade or a 3-way blade switch in that guitar that I'm purchasing. It's one of the two. I don't know if Switchcraft has one, but I definitely want to put a high quality switch in it while we're there. Let me grab the guitar giveaway so everyone can see it. I gotta find it. I forget just how many guitars are here. So here's our giveaway for the month of November. This is a Jet JS 500. So let's plug it in. You guys can hear what it sounds like. So if you want to win this guitar, it's pretty simple. All you have to be is publicly subscribed to the channel. That's the only caveat. And then you have to go to Discord and go to the opt-in room for the guitar giveaway and say, yes, I want to be entered in to November's guitar giveaway for the Jet. If your name is different on Discord than what it is on YouTube, please put in there, my name on YouTube is X. That way Devastator can verify that you are publicly subscribed to the channel, and then you're entered to win. You can tell the Quantum pickups versus this one. This pickup's a little more airy sounding. The pickups are very articulate in this guitar. It's got a good sound. It's a great playing guitar. This is a MAP price on this guitar is $550. got a good sound. We're always looking for great guitars for the giveaway.
You have, don't, yeah. A couple things on questions. I cannot speak tonight on Discord.
On Discord?
Yeah.
So here's the guitar giveaway. Please go to Discord, log into the Discord server, and say, yes, I want to be entered to win the free Jet guitar. It's a beautiful guitar. Roasted maple neck. Got a Wilkins bridge on it. It's a 3-way switch. This is the neck pickup. Awesome guitar, guys. Truly an awesome guitar. And again, I want to bring up the finish on this guitar. Feels just like my Schecter. I'll put my Schecter over there. Whatever they're doing on the finish on this guitar, it's the exact same composite urethane, probably a 2K urethane that Schecter's using. It's awesome feeling. So go to Discord and enter to win this one. You're gonna like it. Let me plug this one back up. We're just gonna set that one right there. I don't have another stand, so I gotta set it back in there. So look, give me a second to put this one back. Discord can put, Devastator can put the address for the Discord server if you're new. But this is our giveaway guitar. Okay, let me get over to Discord and we're going to check out what questions we have. Discord. I have to minimize you guys. Give me a second to log on to the server. And we're looking at questions and topics. All right, we do have a couple, so I'm going to switch over, hit Discord. So our first question is Warheart Arts. Avery, have you ever fiddled with a Gigsby? Would be cool to see. Actually, I think this was posted the other week. I had a Gibson Explorer. It was a Kalamazoo, Michigan guitar when it was made in the Kalamazoo, Michigan plant. It had a factory Gigsby on it. Loved the guitar. The only reason I don't have it now was it weighed like 12 pounds and it killed me playing that guitar for 3 sets. The Gigsby wasn't really my speed. I played a lot of hair music. Could you use it? Yeah, you could use it for light vibrato. But if you tried to dive bomb it and stuff like that, it would go out of tune. They're cool bridges. It's not really my cup of tea. Another bridge that I really like, the bridge on the Jazzmaster. how it's got the big flat metal plate with the inner piece that moves. I think those type bridges have a different sound. When you move them, they don't respond like what I'm used to, like a 2700 Killer or a Floyd Rose. Those vibrato systems just work differently. They have a different sound. If you're into, let's say, surf music, there's only the jazz tremolo has that sound. If you're playing the jazzy type stuff, that easy flutter that they do, can you do it on a Floyd Rose or a Kaler? You probably can. It's just so much easier with those style bridges. So yeah, I like Gigsby's. I don't really play with them that much anymore, if that makes sense. I did play with a Gigsby last weekend. I played the Gretsch Falcon.
Ew, it was horribly ugly. Sorry.
she hated it. Very blingy. It had all gold hardware with Filtertron pickups in it. Cool looking guitar. Again, really not my cup of tea, but a cool guitar nevertheless. And the bridge felt very firm. The Gigsby that I had on my Explorer was very spongy feeling. The one on the Gretsch Falcon felt very firm. It didn't have any slop. It was very precise. Nice feeling bridge. This is from Vox because it's I Love Fun on Discord.
Yeah, he says, "Do you like the pic of my dog on the couch?"
I don't see that one.
You don't his picture?
I don't see that. All I see is, do expensive guitar cables sound better than standard ones of the same length?
Right, his picture next to his name.
Oh, it's hard to see it. Oh, yeah, that looks like my dog that sits over here half passed out all the time. Yeah, we're all about animals here, if you don't know. If you watch the videos when I'm in the shop, our other dog, the two don't play well together. Well, the big dog doesn't have any issues with the little dog, but the little dog wants to pretend that he's a big dog. You know the story. So the little dog has the upstairs and the big dog has the downstairs. So when they go out together, it's always a fiasco. So as far as guitar cables, the easiest way I can discuss this, there was a company called Kimber. I don't even know if Kimber is still in business. Someone can type in Kimber cable. Kimber come up with an idea of different frequencies would travel on different gauge wire. I think there's some truth to that. A lot of high-end cabling uses multi-strand wire, but the strands themselves will be different gauges, from very fine to a medium gauge multi-strand. And the reason they do that is that philosophy. The thicker wire, the lower frequencies will go to that. If you don't believe it, I don't know what to tell you. There's been studies done on it. Kimber really went past, this was 30 some years ago when he was building his custom cables. They were ridiculously expensive. So your higher end cable will be made that way. Another high end cable will have two braided shielded pieces. You'll have your center conductor, then a shielded ground, another PVC jacket with a piece of paper, and then another shielded braided cable around that.
Yeah, we're getting lag again.
Yeah, YouTube. So if you have two braided shielded conductors on your cable, that's designed for active shielding. Okay, you really shouldn't use a braided cable to run a source line through, but you can terminate one side to ground and leave the other end open, and it acts as an open ground. If you go through your components and you have ground and neutral, okay, and your ground is chassis and your other ground is neutral, and you keep those divided, then that needs to go to chassis ground, okay? But you have to use all your cords, and all your equipment has to be wired the same way for that to benefit you. Do I think better cables better? Sure. oxygen-free, solid copper. That's what you want. A lot of companies now are using aluminum and they're taking copper and dipping it into the aluminum. They're like, well, that's fine because the electricity and the signal only flows across the outer diameter of the wire. There is truth to that too. I just don't, when you mix two dissimilar metals like that, there's always issues. Especially 15 years ago when they were mixing the aluminum wire to copper wire, it was causing a lot of issues. There's a reaction in the two metals. So you have to use a HM45 or something like that to bond the two pieces together. Have they had any problem in cabling with it? I don't know. I would just do a solid copper, oxygen free. It's not, you're not running a lot of power. It's a guitar cable. So it's not like you're trying to shove, 10 amps through it. It's low power. So the benefit of going up a gauge or down a gauge, one gauge, I don't think, if you're looking at a 22 gauge versus a 20 gauge, in a 15 or 20 foot cable, I think there's going to be minimum difference, if that makes sense.
Steve
But
said,
a good cable does make a difference. It
Steve
does.
said Runaway Audio makes a very good cable.
Runaway Audio. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Most of mine, these are.
Steve said, in his opinion, copper-clad aluminum is junk.
Yes. Yeah. That is the way they're doing it now. But it's two dissimilar metals. So what I've been using are the Ernie balls. That's what these are. I've had good luck with the Ernie ball ones. Those cables are probably, well, the one I just showed you is pretty much brand new. That one's only 6 months old. My other two, my orange one, that's probably 3 years old. The one over on the rack, the 15 footer, that's probably 5 years old. You buy a good cable, it's going to last you. You shouldn't have any issues. Just look, make sure it's got good quality ends on it. It used to be if it wasn't Switchcraft, it was junk. But the new Mark and Switchcraft, there's a bunch of other. I just bought some new cables that have a new end on it. I opened them up. The termination points and stuff look good on them. Just don't buy cheap. There is a difference. If you go on Amazon and you start seeing these 5-packs for $15, they're going to be cheap cables. It's not just the wire that's cheap; it's the 1/4-inch plug and the pieces that they're making inside. They're just very cheap, if that makes sense. So I think I don't know how much we pay for these. Most of our cables are 10 to 15 foot. We don't go really past that. I do have one 20-footer going from the rack right here over to our interface. That's what you've been hearing tonight. And that's a tip ring sleeve. So I did order, what did we order, a 25 or a 30?
30, I think.
I think because this 20 is a little short. I've got to set the pedal right here on top of the. Let me switch. So right here, that's the end of the tip ring sleeve coming from the rack mount amp into the pedal that you're hearing tonight. So it is stretched straight out all the way to the other end of the room. So we wanted to be able to route it and set it over here where I can get to it. I need a longer cord. But that'll be the longest cord in the circuit. Most of the cords in the back of the amp are 18 inches to 2 foot max, all the connector cables. And they're all high quality cables as well. Your cabling is expensive. It really is. If you start buying a bunch of floor pedals and you got to buy a power supply for it and all your little cables, it adds up. You're going to have more money in the cables than one high-end pedal. By the time you figure your transformer, your cables, all your little jumpers, it adds up. And then you got to get a thing to set all your pedals on. I'm just not. I never could understand pedals. Even when I was playing out, I knew friends that just loved pedals. I never understood it because you had so many points of failure. You had all these little cables running around and the power supply leads going, crossing over the signal wire. I'm like, just go out and buy yourself a rack mount digital signal processor. It's one power cord, one guitar into that, into the amp, or your effects loop. It's everything in one box. It's, can you reach down and just turn the knob? No, you can't. But it's cleaner. It takes up less space. But pedals have always been popular. I just never really got into pedals. I guess since 1987, I've ran rack mount equipment. And nowadays, people are using, their computer. They're plugging their guitar right into the computer and it's all simulated. So there is no amp anywhere. I still like my amp. Now I'm getting ready to enter in the new, way of doing things. I'm going to get a wing rack and I'm going to start using some plug-ins. And I'm sure, I can already tell you, once I see, and we'll already know how easy it's going to be with the plug-ins. Once you don't have to climb behind a rack and use a patch bay, and I can just click, 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 and change all my routing, I'll probably never want to go back to the old way of doing things, where you got to unplug stuff into the patch bay, get this to run onto this channel, and then loop it all. With this new stuff, you just point, click, point, click, point, click. If you've got a compressor on your computer, it's a plug-in. Well, that plug-in can be used on every channel. If I've got my 286S DBX line strip here, I can only use that on one channel. I can't have it on channel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With a plug-in, I can just mirror that plug-in on every channel and have different settings on every channel, but only have one plug-in. I can see the advantage to it, just the simple fact of not having to unplug everything. So I do see it. We're going to be moving towards that. Everything is getting different, if that makes sense. But cabling, there's still cables. You still got to come out of this to go to that, like this interface I have. There's still mic cables that I'm using. So you still got to buy good quality cables to get from your mic to your interface or your board or wherever you're going. There's still going to be cables. I do have a wireless system, but it even emulates the cable. I think I have mine set for 12-foot cable emulation. I haven't used a wireless in a while because I just sit here at the house. It's fun. I got my wireless set up over there. But I'm so close to the amp anyway, it's just like, okay, what's the point? Because I'm not playing out anymore, if that makes sense. When I was playing out, the wireless system, I would never have a wire on stage. I like being able to put the pack on it, and I go anywhere I want to go. It's freedom. So hopefully that answers Vox's question on cables do make a difference. They really do. Everything makes a difference. If you have all good cables and then you've got a horrible amplifier, speakers, everything changes your sound.
Vox said back in 1980, I bought one of those $30 coily cables. Still works great, and I still trip over it.
I remember those things. They were very popular. I tried using them when I was really, really young, and I had a Fender Twin Reverb amp. I wish I still had the amp, but I was a dummy and I sold it. I had one going to that, and I was playing an Ibanez Roadstar 2, and that was the last time I ever bought one. It would get all twisted. It wouldn't roll up in a straight. It would get into like a knot. And the last time I did that, I was like, I'm just going to go buy another cord. So I've always bought just the plain Jane regular cords. I don't think we had any more questions on Discord. I'm going to go back and double check. Nope, that's it. So we can clear the questions room. I guess now it's just open chat.
Did anyone have any suggestions on the bridge or anything, honey? Yeah, I've got an error on YouTube, so it's having buffering issues, it says, whatever that means. Oh, oh. Is it still live?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure it was doing some weird things. Okay, I see Johnny come into the channel. Good to see you, man. We've been talking all kinds of stuff tonight, Johnny. We were talking. I just put a guitar on layaway. We're gonna do some modding on it. So that's gonna be up and coming. I wanted a fixed tail guitar. I know I love tremolos, but Linnell's got all these fixed tail, kick butt fixed tail guitars, and I like playing them. So I decided it was time for me to get one for myself and hot rod a fixed tail guitar. I'm always hot rodding, floating bridge guitars. So I thought it was time to hot rod a fixed tail guitar. Okay, trying to see what else we have. No one said anything about the bridges. So what we're looking for, I'm looking for a high mass hardtail bridge. If anyone has any suggestions.
Steve said ABR bridge and string through.
This is the guitar stock is a string through. Yep, it is a string through bridge stock. Heard wireless chat used on live, but changes the tone. They do, Johnny. I went through 10 or 15 different wireless systems. The only one that I will use is the one that's behind me. And yes, they are expensive. This is a Line 6 relay. And this one has been updated to the spread spectrum technology. So it hops frequencies. Okay. And it's at a higher gigahertz frequency than a standard one. So what sucks is you can't get it stock like this. You have to buy the unit, and then you have to buy the upgraded capacitor and then download the firmware update for it. They're probably $1,000 for that unit, but it's awesome. You've got line simulation, so you can simulate a 5, 10, 12, 15, and a 20-foot cord, because your cord does change your sound. Okay, if you put a 30-foot cord on your guitar, put a 10-foot cord, it does change it. So when you get used to a certain size cord, this will emulate it. And I've never, ever had a problem with hearing the radio station next door or CB. It has never, ever made a sound or picked up any weird audio from a passing trucker or radio station or another, wireless signal. It's spread spectrum. So it's dancing around the spectrum. It's here for like 0.1 milliseconds, then it's over on this frequency for 0.1 milliseconds. And once it locks to the transmitter and receiver, they know where they're hopping. So it's constantly hopping the frequency around. And you don't have that problem, because even if it hops on a frequency that is corrupted, it's there for like 0.1 seconds. And then it switches. So it's crazy technology.
The lag is crazy.
Yeah, the lag is crazy. It's something going on on our end, most likely, guys. So if you're into a wireless, I know there are some cheaper systems out there, but I would look into that. If you're playing out live and you're having issues, look at that particular system. You'll like it. Gonna check the time here, guys. Where are we at? We're at 1 hour and 51 minutes. So, guys, we've been trying to cut our streams down to 2 hours. So I wanna really pay attention to the chat. Does anyone have anything that they want to bring up? I want to start being more interactive. It's hard for me to be interactive. I want the channel to be more interactive, if that makes sense. So if anyone has a topic real quick before we end the stream, I want to hit that. That's also what the Discord thing was, what we just answered. But if you didn't get there and you didn't post your question, now's the time to post the question. So it's not just me, it's everyone that's in here can also help answer those questions. Oh, Time Surfing Alien said, I used to build radio towers. Now I know who to blame. That's why I had to buy this expensive unit. Time Surfing Alien was setting up all these radio towers by every bar that I ever played in. That's what was going on. Jupe says, in the summer when I have the fan running, it picks up our radio stations. Can hear music playing. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Do you guys remember it was mid-'80s, Fender come out with the Strat. Well, they've had the Strat for years, Avery. No, it was called a Strat. And it didn't say Fender on the headstock. It just said Strat. Okay? I wanted one of those guitars so bad. It had a Floyd Rose on it, humbucker single signal. Never could get them. They went for crazy money when you found them used. Well, about 2 or 3 years ago, Fender re-released the Strat. We went down to Guitar Center, and I swear to you guys, we plugged this thing in. Ask Linnell. It was picking up the radio station. It was just that guitar. We plug another guitar in, perfectly quiet. Plug that Fender Strat in, radio station. I don't know what was going on with it, because it wasn't my guitar. They're not going to let me take the pick guard off and pull it apart. But that thing was awful. It was picking up that radio. I mean, it was just like someone turned up the radio. You all can ask Linnell. We went in because I wanted to buy it. But after playing it, I was like, nope, I am not buying a guitar that's picking up the local radio station. Johnny says, they were pink and teal. Yep, exactly. The original ones, they had a bunch of different colors. But I wanted one bad. But the re-release, maybe there was something wrong with the one that I played, but it was picking up the radio station. We used to take 5 radios up to the Woodstock area for some ski races and could order McDonald's over our walkie-talkies. Huh. It's funny how, that's why I like the Sped Spectrum, because if you're on a corrupt signal, there's nothing you can do. There's bleed over. Back in the day, I was an amateur ham radio guy. I think I went novice to technician to general. General was my last license. I haven't done it in years. And we had to build antennas and stuff. It was crazy how some of that stuff would bleed through back in the day in people's cable TV, how it would just wipe out the TVs. I think it's gotten a lot better as far as the shielding on these newer cables. And of course now a lot of companies now are doing this new fiber optic. So I don't know how that affects fiber optics. But yeah, this guitar picked up everything. So we didn't buy it, but I wanted it. I really wanted that guitar. I was going to ask that too, Linnell, as in Woodstock, Virginia, because we live about 40 minutes away from Woodstock, Virginia. But I'm pretty sure that's not the Woodstock he's talking about.
Probably not, but I thought I'd ask.
Yeah. We're right. If people are in Virginia, we are basically a stone throw away from where 66 and I-81 merge. 66 ends, and you either have to go north or south on I-81.
He was talking about upstate New York area where Woodstock was.
Ah, right. Yeah, when I was young, people talked about Woodstock, and I always thought it was the neighbor town, 40-some minutes away. I'm like, wow, it would have been cool to live back in Woodstock then. And they were like, no, it's a different Woodstock. I'm like, oh, nothing cool happens here. That was pretty funny. Kurt says, "Hey all." Yeah. So nobody has anything. We're gonna call it a night, guys. And I wanna say thanks to everyone that comes into the streams. I work really hard. I really do. I work hard.
Well, you forgot Devastator's comment. He said, Avery, you're a beautiful man.
Oh my gosh.
And he doesn't care what Jupe says about you.
He's starting to scare me, guys. You guys better start protecting me from Devastator. I work all week, and there's certain things that I really look forward to. I look forward to coming in here and just sitting down in front of this chair. Now, what's let me show you guys something. You know, when I'm talking to you guys, this is kind of what I'm seeing. All I see is a screen and my rack over here and my interface. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. So when I look at the screen here and I'm checking my interface, I'm checking the amp or the rack, that's what I see. So I try to look at the camera, and when I'm talking to Jupe or Brian or Vox or Johnny, I try to respond like I'm looking at you in the camera. Even at that rate, I look forward to coming home from work on Thursday, having a cup of coffee, and going, okay, tonight's my night to sit and talk music. And it doesn't matter, you know, this isn't a video for learning how to do this or that. This is a hangout. Now, there are nights where we string up guitars or we review a guitar, but when we come and just hang out, it's just a hangout. And it makes my Fridays, well, Fridays are always better because it's the last day of the work week, but it really makes my Fridays better because Thursday night I get to relax. I'm not editing videos. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I can sit down, play the guitar, talk to you guys about cool stuff, whether it's tuners, new pickups, stuff like that. And a lot of times it's, did you get the package? Because you guys are great. You guys get to, for this channel to work, I have to buy and sell instruments. So you guys have been so good to this channel as far as picking up the guitars from review and purchasing them.
Kurt said, Avery, break yourself and get another monitor for the chat.
I really do. There's a lot of things, Kurt, that we need to do. Winter's harder for us, just so everyone knows. The work hours lessen in the winter due to sunlight, okay? And our bills here go up in the winter because I heat my house with oil. So it's a little more difficult for us in the winter.
Avery, or Birdman wants to know if you want to review a Toastar.
We've been thinking about it. Right now, we're kind of slammed.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, we're kind of slammed. We're getting ready to review a Gretsch, and if I didn't say it last week, the Jet, is it this Jetliner or Steamliner? It's a $299 Gretsch in purple. Guys, I'm telling you, it is a freaking beautiful guitar. It is a beautiful guitar. I did not plug it into an amp, but just laying it on my chest and strumming it, it was very resonant. It sounded nice. It played nice. And that purple finish on this guitar was beautiful. For $299, those are the kind of instruments that I want to try to look at. Okay? Because so many people are pushing Leo James or Firefly, and I got nothing wrong with Firefly. I know Mikey's had his second bad experience with Firefly. If Mikey's in the chat, he just got another bad one. He got an FFN, misdrilled the post on the... That's awful. Well, his new guitar come, and the whole veneer all the way around the guitar is chipped out, all the way around it, where they put filler on it. And you can see it. Can you see it from 4 foot away? No. Does it hurt the way the guitar plays? No. Does it look good? No. To have the FFN come in misdrilled and breaking out the route brand new, and then turning around and giving Firefly another probably $270 for the guitar by the time you pay shipping, and then you open up the box and you see all the tear out on that veneer, that would probably fix me on a company. I hate to say that, but if I'm spending my hard-earned money and I get a lemon and I can't take it back, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this company another shot. If I get another lemon, that's a hard pill for me to turn back around and go, I'm going to buy a third one. So I hope Firefly is paying attention, because YouTube channels can only push their product so much. That YouTube channel is not buying your $200 or 200 guitars or 400 guitars or 500 guitars. It's the people buying your guitars, the public. When you upset enough people with a substandard product of something that they're expecting X, your sales are going to go down. I hate to say that.
Mikey said he got $60 off.
Yeah. Mikey, it's good that you bring these things up, because that's what the channel's about. If you go and you watch a lot of the other channels, they just, all they do is hoopla about how great Firefly is. I think it's a good guitar for the money. Okay? But their fit and finish on their tops and stuff used to be really, really good. And I'm starting to now see where they're not paying attention to their product, like the FFM that you got that was misdrilled on the posts. Things like that, when you make, I don't know how many of those FFNs they made on that production run, but yours wasn't the only one. That's made on a machine. So if yours was done that way, all that whole production run was the exact same way. They were all misdrilled. Period. The machine does it in the routing. All that is a bore routine. That's just how it is. Now, could they fix it on the next production run? Maybe. You might get one and it might be better. Maybe they'll fix it. What I don't understand is, why was there an error on this run and not the previous run? This is what gets me about Firefly and Leo James. If you get a Leo James and it's a great guitar, great. That production run was good. When they come back out with another batch, that's a completely different guitar, guys. We're not talking about Cort making guitars for Ibanez. We're talking about a second-rate manufacturer that's setting up tooling and changing things for every production run. Cort, their machines and their setup process is very consistent. Okay? So when Ibanez redoes it, there's someone at Cort that catches it, or they catch most of it. These smaller companies, they're going to source different tuning keys, or maybe they can't get that pickup, so they change the pickup, or they change the fret wire, or this or that. It's never the exact same guitar. They're changing something every production run. That's why if you watch my reviews, I would say second production run or third production run, because you don't know what the next production run is going to be. So that's why I'm so happy when people buy that product and they watch one of my reviews and they paste, hey, the new Les Pauls have this problem. That helps people in the future. At least then they know, look, I'm going to put $199 on this Firefly Les Paul plus $30 shipping. I think the new ones are like $239 plus shipping. Can I expect chipped out veneer on the top? I don't know. I hope not. They never had a problem with that before. So hopefully, Mikey, you just got the one bad one. If you all have bought a Firefly Les Paul in the last 6 months, look at your veneer top around your side of your binding. Does it have a bunch of tear out? These are the things that we need to know, in the back. Yeah, they're having an issue with this now. That's what the channel's about. Back to the Gretsch. Gretsch is manufacturing that guitar. It's going to be more consistent than Leo James and Firefly. You don't have to believe me. It's just going to be is it going to be more consistent than a $900 Ibanez? Probably not. But it's going to be more consistent than the Firefly and the Leo James. I was very impressed with the fit and finish on that guitar, and the polishing and the playability. So I'm going to go this weekend. If the guitar's there, we're definitely going to bring it back
Cheryl
and do
has
a
to go.
review. Yeah, we're ending the stream too, Cheryl. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Mikey, that's what the Discord server's about. So if you guys order something and you got a problem, again, reach out. They don't know there's a problem unless you reach out and say, look, I'm unhappy with this product. You're the buyer, you have the power. They gave $60 is a good credit. Usually what I hear is they offer 25, 35, something like that. So $60 credit, that's a pretty good credit from Firefly. I will say that. That's a good credit. At that price point, what do you have? A little under 200 in it? Okay. I can deal with some flaws in a $200 Les Paul. But knowing that they have the problem, that's the key. So if you're having that problem, please post down below. Let everyone know how yours was. But Mikey, hopefully it plays good. I saw pictures of it. It's a shame, but when you step back and you look back at it, it's a beautiful guitar. It's just they had the machine turned up too fast, or the bit was dull, and it was chipping out the veneer. That's what was happening, and they just put filler in it and sanded it around. And with that color on your guitar, it showed it. If they would have went with a darker stain, or a red, or a brown, you would not have seen any of that chipping. It's just the hue of the finish that you picked is showing the filler, and that's what caused the issue. All right, guys, if you're unfamiliar, we always do 5-minute end chat at the end. That's the live stream part stops, and it gives you a 5-minute countdown to where everyone can talk and say goodbye and finish their conversations. It's something that I started about a year ago, and we've been doing it ever since. Everyone seems to like it. So it's a 5-minute end chat. It's called viewers chat closing, whatever you want to call it. I want to thank everyone for coming in. If you haven't already, please go down, hit the like button, and consider subscribing. Go check out our channel on YouTube, where you can look at all the different guitar reviews, all the different modified guitar modification reviews, fret leveling, stuff like that. And we probably have over 100 live streams at this point. It's going to be close, because we were doing 2 or 3 a week. We've been doing this now it's been a year. So we're probably right at 100 streams right now, or if not a little over. So there's a lot of content there. Hopefully we've done enough to earn you to go down and hit the subscribe button. We work really hard. I'm going to try to get a video out this weekend on the white Firefly. So I'm breaking it up into 2 videos. So yes, it's going to be the tape trick, cleaning frets, modifying some pickups to work in the Firefly, some wiring. So those are going to be the next 2 videos. Hopefully get the first part of that up this weekend. And I did start working on the next project, so that video will be out in 2 more weeks. Again, thanks everyone for coming in. We're going to do our 5-minute closing window. And remember, please go down and hit the like button and think about subscribing. We're trying to grow the channel. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming.